Earth Machine shakes things up out here out of the French Nationals. This is a huge top 64. Make sure you guys smash the ever-living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. So we're going to be looking at your top 64 out of the French Nationals here. And I'm not going to go too far in depth with this event. I just wanted to give a genuine landscape down here as to, how this event shaped up and just kind of the turnover in terms of numbers here. And really, there's a lot to take in with this event, just looking at how things were. Now, Snake Eyes variations. This is going to include, your pure, the most of the builds that you're very used to seeing out here are going to be taking up about almost, 26 out of, top 64 is almost half of the field. But it is the best deck in the room. We're going to continue to see this trend a lot throughout the course of this. We also had 12 Tenpai Dragons. Well, that's kind of interesting to see. I'm not exactly against that, but okay. And then, of course, we had 5 Voiceless Voice decks. We had 4 Fire Kings. We also had 3 branded. One of the biggest surprises, though, was the fact that we had 3 Salamangreat decks in this event, which honestly was pretty cool to see. I don't think a lot of people were really ready for Salad. We also had 2 Flu, 2 Labyrinth, 2 Melodious, and then, unfortunately, Yubel has not been having a good time in the course of this meta. We also had a Dark World deck, but unfortunately that list isn't public. I would love to sit here and talk about, Dark World, but, it doesn't exist right now. We also have Runic Stun, Chimera, and I think one of the coolest things out of this top 64 was we had an Earth Machine deck getting the chance to kind of come out of the rubble of the meta and really just showcase that, we have plenty of rogue options available, but it just proves that people really aren't ready to see some of this craziness. So it's a very, very, very interesting top cut. Let's pass on over those deck lists. Our first list we're going to be looking at here, I know it's boring old Snake Eyes, but this won the event. You got to give it its recognition that it deserves, toppling over a lot of the titans for this meta. And of course, Crossout Designator still being the MVP of this meta, specifically canceling out those power threats against you. Now, interestingly enough, this build did have triple mind control, 1 Change of Heart present. You've got absolutely the value that you want to see. It's also just funny that, you can let your opponent just kind of go ahead, start setting up what would be considered, maybe a very, very annoying board. And you're just like, nope, we'll go ahead and take that on away from you by just hauling it on over to your field. And of course, the triple skill drain. You love to see it out here. The fact that, with everything that we've seen in the meta out here, skill drain just being this little side deck card that you can bring in and then topple the titans of the random meta. But outside of that, interesting to see, interesting to see Hope Harbinger doing its job down here too. Next up here, we have our Salamangreat deck. Now, I will say Salad has been doing surprisingly well in a lot of regions. Just out of YCS Japan, what was it, earlier this year, we saw this deck just kind of come out of nowhere and just smash down. It just kind of proves that people really aren't ready for, I guess, the full power that this deck kind of has going for it. Also, Raging Phoenix being, a free little search, the Promethean Princess getting the free little pop interactions, and also Nib kind of not having a place in the format right now has given this deck a very interesting place in the meta. Oh, is that Monster Reborn? That's another deck out here that's playing Monster Reborn for, its revival extension capabilities, so you can kind of go ahead and do your thing. Interesting. To be honest with you, I like what I'm kind of seeing out here. Salamangreat Charge also has been seeing a lot of play as a one-of. We don't have Kaiser Coliseum. We don't have, a lot of the little systematic locks that you can do with this, but this is pretty straightforward, good stuff. Next up here, branded 60 cards, Fatality, Gimmick Puppet Lock. Okay, so this is honestly, the fact that these builds have kind of started to go to 60 cards, and they're getting away with just these crazy little packages that you're able to do in here. Brandon and High Spirits has been a very, very good card to be seeing some value. Also on the quick play side of things, there's the double branded red. This build is also playing the triple allure. You are playing 60 cards. You just got to be aware, if you need to go sifting on into the deck, you should not have much of a problem. Maybe getting rid of a dead tragedy or, a dead little extra piece along along the way, you'll be able to kind of get to everything that you need. I do see we are side decking the Masquerade, and we are also side decking the Banishment in here as well. We're actually opting for double poly, and of course we're playing the triple pot of desires in here for the absolute gas. Remember, you're playing 60, all right, which means we can play through some very, very, very interesting plays. All right, what else we got going on? We have more Salamangreat for you. So that's 2 Salad decks in the course of the top 64 for this event that you actually kind of get to see the value for this event, which is actually really cool. I have the built-in Foul. Of course, we're still going to be playing the 1 Weasel. It doesn't really change. Build opted for the 2 Talents. No Desires whatsoever across the board for any of these decks. You do see the 1 Rage, the 1 Roar. We also have the 1 Rivalry built in. And of course, hello Drillsworm, hello Magna Hut. I also do see we are playing the Change of Heart and the Snatch too. Once again, these 2 cards, you know, well, I mean, obviously you can toggle into that off of a Thrust, which we're not even playing, so it doesn't really matter. We're also only doing 1 Signet Mining. That's actually very cool to see. These builds kind of getting a lot better off without the value of losing, you know, the inherent card to this is actually pretty good, though I will say, looking at how this build is, I think I like the other build a little bit better. All right, what else we got cooking back here? Ooh, this is Buster Blader with the Snake Eyes package. So this actually really caught my attention because, you know, with Tenpai kind of running around, you kind of ask yourself the question of, is Buster Blader going to see some more play? Because it has always been, you know, the anti-dragon deck, and now that you have a consistent dragon deck kind of creeping around the meta, why wouldn't you want to see other people trying out some of these decks to kind of, you know, challenge this? And actually, this is pretty cool to see. I mean, you also have the Soul Serpents with the Secrets of Dark Magic in here for the manual poly. We're doing the 1 Sword of Memories, the 1 or 2 Prologue, just so you can kind of beam it on off of this. That's why you're also playing the 2 Destructive Daruma Cannons as well to be able to beam on out. And of course, we can hard make the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon in here as well. Okay. You know what? I think this is probably one of the coolest builds that we got the chance to see out of this top cut. All right. We also have Runic Stun for you here. Now, I like looking at these because personally, it's just kind of cool to see the choices that people are making. Though this build actually bringing back the Messenger a piece. I do like Messenger still. I think it's sometimes better than Synchro because, you know, you do have the option to turn off, but losing the 100 life points just makes your time management even worse, and that's, we've all learned our lessons about time out here in the course of Yu-Gi-Oh! Who doesn't love the fact that you just are like, well, you know, I lost because I lost 100 too many life points. Still doing the 2 Morganite, which is fine. The 1 Desires has been pretty normal. And of course, the whole armada of Floodgates. Nothing really 2 changes with that. And of course, hello Solemn Judgments. How are you guys? Outside of that, nothing really too crazy. Double Doomsday Star. Yet again. Maybe this is the appropriate way to go about things kind of going forward here. All right, we also have our Earth Machina pile for you here. I also see we're doing the Magical Hound. I mean, if this is in your hand or graveyard, target a face-up spell and trap card your opponent controls, bounce it back to the hand and then special summon this card. This has been seeing a lot of play as of late, and I also believe that this is just as an accurate out to be able to, you bounce back anything your opponent has in the face-up spell and trap card zone, and they can't do anything about it. It's actually pretty good. It also acts as a tuner, which you don't really care about in this aspect, but okay, we'll take that. We also have the mini Vernal Sith package in here with the 1 Flourishing of Hills with your 2 Awakening of the Forest, still doing most of the basic stuff. And then, of course, we have the built-in skill drains in here as well. And, of course, you do see the Dragon with the Shekanaga with the full Shadal package. I mean, hey, being able to mill off whichever Earth monster that you need to kind of get your full combo going seems good enough to me, but you know, Earthbox has been suffering a lot, and it's very cool to see this back at it again. And, of course, we have some Melodious for you. I like kind of checking in on Melodious innovations to kind of see how things are going. Tam Tam has been pushed to the side. The polys have been cut from the very initial builds. You will see Power Sync Stone show up every once in a while, but, I mean, your full hand trap ratio is all check here. There's not too much here. We're only doing 1 Concerto. You have the triple Ostinato, the triple First Movement solos. All of your value is present. And then, of course, the Lizardos has been been showing up quite a lot as a support card for these builds. And of course, let's not forget the Agent of Moon. So overall, I definitely like this. This is pretty straightforward good stuff for what you want to be seeing. So what do you guys think? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I will see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.